How do you get what you want? Do you have people that will carry you there? Maybe you have a group of people that are willing to do it for you. But how about people that don't have that? How do you get what you want when you are on your own? This can only be done through the practice of individualism. Individualism is a belief that the individual's needs and their desires should be prioritized above that of the group. And you may ask, isn't this selfish? Sure, why not? Why exactly is it that one single individual's desires are placed above everyone else's? Why is it that a single number has the ability to act on its own? The thing is that society has always been, and humans have always been, collaborative. They've always needed each other to survive. They needed each other's resources, each other's skills, each other's knowledge in order to build what we have today. For that reason, individualism is more so frowned upon. And instead, collectivism is what is deemed, or selflessness is what is deemed to be greater. Collectivism is the opposite of individualism, in that collectivism states that the group's needs and desires should be prioritized above the individual's. Law is still a prime example of how it's useful today. Without law, there would be no order for society, and the group, society, would collapse. It restricts individual needs and desires, but furthers the group and the safety of everyone in the group as a whole. Individualism is generally used when you're on your own, but collectivism when you're in a group. I've named why collectivism is so important, but when exactly are some times in which individualism is important? So one is when you're moving away from the group. An example of this is when, let's say, you're moving away from your family, moving away from your home. In this case, you'd now need to learn other skills that you'd likely have not been practicing. For example, most people have a mother, a father, a grandmother, grandparents, friends, other people in the house which complete certain tasks instead of them. So taking on those tasks may be a way to practice individualism. And why this is important is because when you are on your own, you won't be given the help of other people. And since you're not given that help, you need to learn how to do all of those tasks on your own. Another way in which individualism is important is when you're trying to further yourself, even in the group. And a prime example of this is, let's say you're trying to increase your pay at a job. Regular collectivist thinking could just be, you assign me a task, I do the job. You assign me another task, I do the job. You're part of that group, that company in that sense. And you're just fulfilling all of the quotas. And that'd be a collectivist type mindset as well. However, when specifically you're trying to get ahead of the group, because you want that higher pay in this specific case, rather than trying to benefit the company, you also need to learn how to take initiatives to aid you in that goal. So, for example, you could take more tasks on. You could take in more shifts. You could do a bunch of things that the regular people aren't doing to get ahead of the competition, to say. And the competition would be your other coworkers. And since you get ahead of that competition, you get more pay. Simple as that. So as I've stated before, both individualism and collectivism are both necessary. You should generally work in a team to maximize efficiency, to get all those resources. But at the same time, you have to be capable of acting as an individual, individualistically. Because without both of those things, one of two cases can occur. One, when you lack collectivism, you're useless in a group. Everyone else is doing all the work. You're sitting around doing none of it, just acting on your own accord. That single number is acting as they please. Generally, no one is going to do anything for you unless they really care about you, without you providing them with anything. So in this case, when you're doing nothing for the group has no reason to help you. to give you those resources. So one of two cases will happen in this specific matter. One, the group falls apart because there's individuals who do not respect the group enough to follow by the codes. And since they don't follow by the codes and do whatever they please, and the group allows it, other people think that's not fair. Fine, I'll do the same thing. And no one gets any work done. The group falls apart. Second case, more likely, you're kicked out of the group because you're useless. You are acting as a rebel, and the rebels will get kicked out. Now, why you need to be individualistic is something different. Let's go along with what I had mentioned before. You're kicked out of the group. Now, you have no one to help you out. And you're not individualistic. You're useless on your own. You can't take initiative. You can't orient your schedule. You can't set goals for yourself, and you can't reach them. Because you're not capable of bettering yourself by yourself. Many people, generally, when assigned tasks by others, seem to do fine. They're fine with completing it. They end up completing it. They try doing their best maybe. But it seems to me that generally, these same people don't do well when they assign tasks to themselves. It's funny how when you're on your own is the time in which you do the least work for yourself. An example of this is when I see kids from school work in school, complete their tasks that the teachers provide them, come home, laze off, do nothing. They completed the task, but aside from that, they remained stagnant. They weren't acting individualistically. They didn't get any new side hustles. They didn't try to improve themselves in any way. They just completed what was assigned to them. That's it. Again, how do you expect to get what you want when you are on your own? You must be useful to yourself. You must learn to take initiatives for yourself. You need initiative to achieve results when no one else will help you at all. When you are on your own, you need to take initiatives for yourself. That's why individualism is important. You made it to the end of the video, but there are more videos over here and here. What do you think about individualism? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join the journey. As always, thanks for watching.